Video is a review of the StrongArm gas charged lift support. These are supports that you have on the back of your car for a hatch. Sometimes you might have them under a hood or a trunk or a hatch. They are very inexpensive. The advantage of something like this is that maybe after a few years, 10 years or so, the hatch on your car is going to fall and it's going to slam in your head, or it's not going to raise up fully, and when you go to take something out of the back, you're going to bang your head into the back of the hatch, and you're going to say, why don't I replace these? Well, now you can, and they're not that expensive. These are about 17 bucks or so, and you just have to make sure that you buy. It's very important to find the right model for your vehicle. They come in many different models and many different styles, and they're they're not hard to put on. These are under lots of pressure. I'm pressing against it right now, and I can't even do it. I'll show you what the end result is, but it's kind of difficult to set up a camera to show you how to put it on, and I really don't need to. There's so many different ways to put it on, but you can look over here. You can see this little band over here, and you can see this opening. What you do with this is you take a screwdriver and put it in the bottom over here and pry this band loose a little bit, and this band will come off. And you'll be able to slide the ball. You have a ball on your vehicle. You'll be able to slide this over the ball and then put the clamp back down, and it holds this part in place. And at least with my vehicle. And the same, I got a Mustang, a Ford. But it's these are fairly universal. There are only about 3 or 4 different ways to do it. And same on this end. Screwdriver in there, pry the thing back, slide it over the ball, push it back on. On your vehicle, again, it's going to use what comes on this. You might have some other parts, some other attachments on your car that you are going to have to reuse with this type of clamp over here. So, should you buy them? Yeah, they're really very inexpensive. They are worth the money. They'll save you a lot of headaches. Get it? That joke, headache? Again, you got to make sure you buy the right model number for your vehicle. These things will last a good 5, 10, 15 years. Just depends on how long the gas in here survives your environment. So, StrongArm, you can buy them online. Gas charged lift supports, about 17 bucks or so. Maybe a little bit more in the store if you're not buying them online. And it's got the instructions on the back. Let me just zoom in so you can see the instructions. I know the lighting's going to mess this up a little bit, but that way you can see what I was talking about as far as there we go. That's the installation. You can freeze this. You can pause the video. You can see the ball over there and the little clamp. That's the second way you can do it. Little different mounting. Third way that you can do it. Read all about it, the removal of the connectors. Let me get my thumb out of the way. There's an eyelet connector. So you get the idea. Let me go scroll through that one more time. Try to get a little bit better view. If you like my videos, thumbs up, subscribe, like. Please donate to my channel so I can keep making these videos and get a new camera if you want to help out. They say on here, do not use a wood block to prop up the hatch while you are changing this. You should have somebody else there with you holding the thing up. I don't know how you do that if you have to do it by yourself, but just be careful, be safe so that it doesn't slam down on your head and hurt yourself. The support arm is held on, as I was saying, with 2 balls. One of them is down here in the hatch area. I don't know if I'm going to have to remove this little plate over here. second one is held on the actual trunk, the lid. So there's a little clip over here. I'm going to put a screwdriver in the gouge, and I'm going to pry this clip off, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, and then I will remove the support. I want to show you from the weight of the trunk, it will close, but it does not want to spring open. I have to push it up to get it to go up. So let's see what happens when we put on both supports. Remember, you have to do this in pairs. You don't want to do this only one side. There's the clip down there that was wrapped around. This piece went on the ball of the car that I'm going to show you in a minute. The clip ran around there. I just put a screwdriver in there and pried it off. On this one, this went onto the actual trunk piece, and I was able to get in there and pry. You don't usually have to remove these. You might, but you shouldn't have to. Just pop it away, and it releases the lift from the ball. Ball right down there on the body. So I was able to put the screwdriver in this way, break off the clamp, and then wiggle it, and it came off of the ball. Support, I should just be able to take this, stick it on the ball of the body, press it in, it will clamp in, and then I will do the same thing on this end. I'll turn the lift to the right position, put it on the ball on the lift of the car, the trunk, and it will snap in place. Vehicle, the ball is mounted on this metal plate, so I had to remove the two screws to get the plate out so that I could attach the lift support to the ball. There's no other way to get that in there. I couldn't wiggle it around or pry it in there, so if you have a plate like this on your car, you might have to remove it, then snap the ball into the support, put the plate back in place, screw it down, and you're good. I was talking about, that's the plate. I inserted the ball into the lift. Now I'm going to put this plate back in. I'm going to put the two screws on, and then I will go and attach the other end to the actual car trunk. You can see right now I've got the bracket in there, both screws are in there. The lift is mounted onto that bracket. The other side of the lift is mounted onto the trunk. And I'm going to show you what the difference is just with one lift on. Remember, you're supposed to do these in pairs. And even though they say don't use a board to prop up the trunk, I had two boards on there because this trunk is extremely heavy. And if it falls or if somebody doesn't have enough strength and it slips, you're going to cut off your head. There's the lock. It has much more resistance as I'm trying to close it. But let me show you as I go to lift it up a little bit. It doesn't go flying up. It's got a lot of tension on it, but I've only got one of these done. But the thing is that when I get both of them on, it will spring up. It should spring all the way up so that you can't bump your head on it. Time to do the other side. I've got both lifts on the car. It is much harder. There's a lot of pressure to close this, whereas before it would just slam shut and it would not want to spring open. Now it takes some pressure, like a normal lift, to make it go down. And when I take my hand off of it, you can see it slides up like it's supposed to. So that is how you do a lift replacement. Make sure that if you are not having a helper with you, that you've got lots of boards to prop this thing up so that when it springs closed, you won't hurt yourself. And on one side I didn't have a problem. On the other side I needed to hold the lift, the back trunk up with a lot more pressure to get this thing to snap on because the rod was extended too far. So good luck with your install. Please do a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like. And if this saved you any time or money, go to my comment section and ask for my PayPal. And if you want to donate to my channel, that would be awesome. Thank you.